Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi, my name is Nur Najihah binti Hisham. I'm from BA2443A, and this is my video on the importance to overcome your fear. So when we talk about fear, as we all know, fear is actually not a bad thing or a good thing. We can classify it as if it is too much, it can damage our life, but appropriate amount of fear, it is a good thing. Because what I mean by a good thing to have a fear is when, for example, when we are in a situation where we need to think fast, a fear can help us to generate more, like how can I overcome this thing, what will happen if I did this, what would happen if I did this. So that is the good part on why when fear is useful. But when the fear is getting out of hand, as I mentioned before, it can damage your life, and it can affect your relationship with your surrounding, for example with your family, with your friends, and with your colleague. What I mean by it can damage your relationship with that particular, which is friend, family, and colleagues, is, for example, when we are hanging out with our friends, when they said let's try this, where when they suggesting thing, and you suddenly said, oh, I don't think I want to do it because I'm afraid this, I'm afraid that. But the thing is that the thing that they are suggesting is not actually bad. You are not, just because you are not comfortable with it, you decided not to participate in it. So same as with your family. When you are spending time with your family, there will be a moment where one of your family member would say, why not we try this thing, and when we are talking about family, that kind of thing can actually strengthen the bond with each other. So when we decided not to participate, that's actually can lead to a a a string being pulled in the relationship, in the family, or in any relationship. So what should you do to overcome the fear is actually think about the gains. Like I said, if you take part in something that is being suggested with your friend, they might think, wow, you are actually a nice person or a positive person to be hanging out with. And while we are doing that, we can actually also gain a lot of things too, like we never, like the thing that we cannot get from education. So let's say like survival tips, like on the spot, oh, when we do this, we do that, oh, I can apply this when I'm in this situation. Same goes when you are hanging out with your family too. So as mentioned by Catherine Diggory, a freelance journalist, which is when we are having a fear, think about the gain that we will get when we take the challenge. So for me, the challenge that I have taken, that for me that I think I have overcome my fear, is when I'm becoming a class representative for ELC 590. Because actually for others it might be a small thing, but for me it is a big step in my life, because before this I'm just a follower. So right now I'm preparing myself to be a good person or a good leader for the future. So actually I'm practicing for, inshallah, to be a good businesswoman. So actually the first tip is from the mentioned by Catherine Diggory from Explore Life article, is like having a positive mind is the key to overcome the fear. So because the researcher have shown that a positive mindset goes a long way in helping us to overcome our fear. In the case of fear of, for example, for me, previously I have a fear in a high place, but there is one event at my school where they make a flying fox, if I'm not mistaken, from the school building. I'm challenging myself to take that ride, and right now, fear of height is no longer in me. So I actually enjoy to being in a high place. So she also put list out a tips to overcome a fear by first one, which is analyze the nature of your fear, which is your fear based on something rational, or it is basically simply on a what if. So what if is actually a bad thing, if you ask me, because it limits it create a really strong barrier for you to push to get off. And next thing is prioritize the potential benefit. As I said, think about the benefit that you can gain from taking that experience. And the third one, which is learn to live with a certain level of uncertainty in your life. From what I understand from this tips, the third tip is having a fear is not having a good amount of fear is a good thing, rather than not having any fear. And the last thing that she's said, which is stop thinking of doing nothing is an option, which is a good thing that being said, a well said. It can be a quote actually, because if you are not if you are not doing anything, how can you gain experience or new things, right? So that's all from me. And there will be a short video of another tips that are gained from that are being published by Mind Tools, which is an article of overcoming fear of failure. So enjoy.